First grade. Today for math, we have a couple different things to do, but I thought that I would go through your assessments with you again this morning. So, what you will need is your fact assessment and your written assessment. Now, your fact assessment, as you know, I can't give you any of the answers for today, but I can remind you to put your name on. I can remind you that if you need to put a number line, you are welcome to do that, either at the top or at the bottom of the page. You're welcome to use your math folder, but please do not use any tools on the computer to help you. Okay, I've had some people that are trying to use calculators and things for facts that you should be knowing in your brains. So please make sure that you only use these tools here. Number line, red folder, if you need to grab out linking cubes or the pattern blocks or the 1-inch square tiles, you're welcome to grab any of those. I am not timing you on this, so you have as long as you need. Just make sure that you're doing your own work, okay? The written assessment, though, I will go over with you. I will read all the questions. So we need a couple things. We need our name on here. The date is November 20th, 2020. November 20th, 2020. Okay, now you will be needing crayons for this. You'll need yellow, red, and blue. You'll need a yellow, red, and blue. So if you do not have those crayons out yet, why don't you go ahead, pause the video to grab out a yellow, red, and blue crayon. And now we're going to get started. I will read the question for you. You are responsible for putting in all of the work on your own to show me what you know. You are welcome to pause in between each question also, if that will help you to just keep on track, because I obviously won't be able to see when you are done with each problem. Here we go. Let's get started. Krista had 8 markers and 3 pencils. She gave 2 markers to her friend. How many markers does she have now? I will read that one more time for you. Make sure that you listen for what it's asking you. Krista had 8 markers and 3 pencils. She gave 2 markers to her friend. How many markers does she have now? You can cross out the information that you don't need. Box up your label. Don't forget you should have your label. Draw your picture, number, sentence, and answer. Make sure that all those have labels. Krista had 8 markers and 3 pencils. She gave 2 markers to her friend. How many markers does she have now? Okay, you can pause if you need to. I'm going to move on to number 2. Use a yellow crayon to trace the oblique line segment. So yellow crayon to trace the oblique line segment, and we're looking at this right here. Yellow crayon to trace the oblique line segment. Red crayon, use a red crayon to trace the horizontal line segment. Red crayon to trace the horizontal line segment. And use a blue crayon to trace the vertical line segment. Okay, so yellow crayon to trace the oblique line segment, red crayon to trace the horizontal line segment, and a blue crayon to trace, the vertical line segment. Number 3, I have 4 pennies and 8 dimes. How much money is this? And I'm going to tell you, every year this trips kids up. Make your little chart. Put the dimes in the dime spot and the pennies in the penny spot. How much money is that? I have 4 pennies and 8 dimes. How much money is that? Then make 37 cents using the fewest dimes and pennies. Make 37 cents using the fewest dimes and pennies. Number 4, how many shoes are there? So you need to count up the shoes, put your answer right here. Then you need to circle pairs of shoes. So go ahead then in this box and circle the pairs of shoes. And then it wants to know how many pairs of shoes are there. So the number of pairs goes right there in the box, or I'm sorry, on the line. Okay, number 5. Number 5, you need to find the sums. There's 4 addition problems there for you to fill in. And number 6, you need to fill in the missing numbers on this piece of 100 numbers chart. Remember, that's the key word. This is a piece of the 100 numbers chart. So use the numbers that they've given you to help fill in that piece of the chart. Okay, when you are done with this sheet and when you are done with your fact assessment, please make sure that those get back into your Friday folder.